Good morning, people. I'm doing a vlog.
With these vlogs, I want to do something that's actually going to mean something, because if not, I think it's just pointless and it's not very interesting. But today's video is about marijuana. Now, I've always been a fairly strange child with the things that I do and the stuff that I say, because I'm quite strange and the stuff that I do is weird as fuck. And I'm a strange child, but I try to be fun, I try to make people smile. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I might be a little bit of a twat, but at the end of the day, that's me, so I can't really help it. Something that really affected my life recently, in like the past 6 months or so, is weed. So like, I've got a story to tell about weed and why you shouldn't do it, even though sometimes it is good. Also, look what I just found is fucking weird.
Mate, I've just found a dead fucking mole rat looking thing. What is that? Do you think he's dead?
That's what I mean by fucking weird, like just finding random things on the side of the road like strange child. One of the main things I regret about starting doing weed is also getting into smoking. Because now I'm addicted at the age of fucking 16. And look at me, I'm a dozy twat. I mean, it's gone out now. Now, I remember my first time doing weed. It was on Southwold Beach in Suffolk. And I went with my friend Reese, and he didn't smoke, he just got drunk. And because I'd been watching loads of videos with like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and everything, like NWA getting high and stuff, I thought, oh, this looks fucking sick. So I got a little bit. I had 2 blunts with fucking filters. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know anything about it. But I remember 1 minute I was standing there, the next minute I was chasing after a cow in a field. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't realise I was high. I didn't realise what the fuck was happening. But then I laid on Southwold Beach in swimming trunks and a pyjama top because I literally didn't have a fucking clue what was going on. Now I regret that because I lost a fucking 40 quid top and a pair of jeans that day somehow. Did not know how. It was good fun, I have to admit that, but then the story goes on to where I carried on doing weed and how it didn't go very well.
I was an idiot, don't smoke weed.
At this point in time, I was going through my GCSEs. I was predicted like C's and B's, which is a pass, or 4s and 5s, which is now numbers now. I ain't got a fucking clue why, it just confuses the hell out of me. But like, between every exam I was going out with this group, the top lads, they're nice lads really, but I was going out and get stoned. I remember one time I got so stoned, like because it had been like my 2nd time or something, I got so stoned I laid outside a swimming pool for 4 hours, not knowing where the hell I was, and every time I lifted my head or put my head down, it felt like I was on a turntable just fucking spinning around like this. And then I lifted my leg up and my leg was just going fucking all over the place, spinning around the place like that. And I thought I was honestly gonna die. I tricked myself into thinking that I was ill. And that's not good. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But that didn't stop me. I liked that. I liked the rush of it. I was doing it sort of every day after exams. If I had an exam in the morning, I'd go out in the middle lesson, get stoned, then go in for the last lesson, not as stoned. But then I went into one of my exams, stoned as fuck. I turned up an hour late with fucking Ray-Bans on, running around the school. One of my teachers found me. They was like, what are you doing? I was like, I was doing nothing. I'm fine. And then I was fucking spinning around everywhere. I sat in my exam, and because you're not allowed to talk in exams, I sat there with one of the geese who I got stoned with previously. He didn't get stoned because he knew he had the exam and he weren't being stupid. So I sat there and I was just talking to him. The lady kept coming over. She was like, you can't be talking, mate. What are you doing? You're going to get kicked out of the exam if you keep doing this. And then at the end of one of my exams, I got pulled out for a police interview for someone breaking into something. And I was still a little bit high, so I was sat there so paranoid, going like this. I weren't in a good way. But then I had like 3.5 months off after exams to like, biggest holiday of my life, fucking sick. I was ready to do shit tons of stuff and get stoned as fuck basically because I wanted to do that. So I was getting stoned sort of every other day and it weren't going well because every single day my mum was coming home and she'd be like, what's that smell? I'd be like, what you mean? Do I stink or something? Have I been like BO or something? She was like, no, it stinks of fucking weed. I was like, I ain't got weed. I remember hiding it in my guitar. And she was like, what is that smell? It don't even smell like you've just been smoking it. It smells like you've got it in the room, like the fucking sap of it or something. I was like, shit. So I took it and I ran down to the bus stop and hid it. And went to City the next day with my friend and skipped college and got stoned. And I went to the doctors recently and I say recently, it was about 1.5 months ago now. And they was like trying to hook me up with counselling and shit because they reckon I've got depression and mental health. I ain't got depression, fuck that. I'm chirpy as geese going, boys. But like, I could see where they come from with the mental health. Because it got to the point where I was looking at street lamps at night time and I kept going like this and moving my head because I thought it was strobe lighting. I was like, mate, this is mad, it's like a full-on party. But then I've stopped doing it for about a month and a half now, and I actually feel a lot better for it. So if you're gonna try it, I'd say try it, but then don't do it more than twice maybe, because it's good for the first 2 times. The first time's your best time, but like they say, it is a gateway drug. Now I regret making this decision in my life for the past like 6 months or so, because I got my GCSEs back and I passed maths and graphics, and that was it. I failed everything else. I got to retake English, and I'm on some shitty business course which doesn't really do much. But I want to do something with like filming and stuff, which is why I'm doing YouTube, because I think it's a sick way to get into things and a great way of learning. So all I can say is, if you're thinking of starting weed and you like the lifestyle of weed, don't do it to yourself. Seriously, because it's not worth it in the long term, because mental health, anxiety, depression, all that shit. And I've sorted myself out now. I've got a girlfriend, I'm doing well. I've started YouTube, which I think is well sick. And my life is generally better. I still go out with the people who I was getting stoned with, but they don't get stoned as much and I don't get stoned at all. Now, like they say, weed is a gateway drug, so like, you start off with that and you're like, oh, what's something harder? So you go into Mandy or cocaine or some sort of pills. But like, luckily I never got into that shit, because if I did, I know I'd get hooked. Because with things like that, I get easily influenced, but with things where people try to tell me to do something, I'm my own personal. If I get something set in my mind now, I'll literally do it. No one's changing that. Like, it got to the point where I had no motivation, no willpower. I didn't literally want to do anything. I wanted to go out, get stoned, smoke. And I still smoke, and I regret that now because I can't run. My lungs are high-key fucked. Now I know that I can't change people's minds about the drug or wanting to do something, because that's their choice, not mine. But all I can say is I hope this video has given you a little bit of an insight of what it did to me. And you shouldn't do it, because even though I thought it was the greatest thing in the world, I was glorifying it. It's nothing like you think it is. You think it's amazing, but it's really not. So just don't do it to yourself. And what the fuck, there's a hole in my jeans. Oh Lord. Try and post daily videos and make them funny, do some cool shit, maybe some naughty shit as well, like not too naughty like weed and stuff, but like doing some dodgy business to make it interesting. But I hope you like this video. Smack that thumbs up button, geezers, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.